Hey, so good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are joining me from. So I don't know what the time is at your end, but it's evening here in the UK. So today we are going to turn alignment into revenue. By the end of this section, you would have a simple, usable playbook that you can apply in your next sprint, starting right now. But first, I want to ask a question. This is one question I've been pondering about before this meeting is why do many smart teams still leave money on the table? This is something because when I was creating this slide, this is something I do on a day-to-day, but this question keep coming to my head. Why do many smart team leave money on the table? Why you also ponder on that question? I will just jump into it. So, a little introduction of who I am. Hi, everyone. My name is Uche Olaitan. I'm based in the United Kingdom, Manchester, United Kingdom. I am a product marketing and sales manager with 5 years experience in B2B SaaS. I help teams connect the dots between what you build or what we build, how we talk about it, and how we sell it out. So think of today as a field guide. Yeah, something practical, no fluff, copy and paste ready for you. So let's name the pain so that we can fix the pain that we are addressing today. Now, yeah, moving up to it now. So when product team, when marketing team, well, sales team, where the whole run in silos, what that would result to? That would result to launches being slipped, circles drag, and customers will feel the same. They will be the one to feel the brunt of it. And the cost of these are actually real. The cost of failed launches, the cost of wasted cycle, the cost of missed signal. This is not just grounding error. These are growth that are leaking from are losing money. There's a growth leak in your system today. And I want to better illustrate it with Dana. This is my superficious AI. Dana is a product manager. She's a product manager in a fintech company. So think of Dana as a product manager in a fintech company. She has shipped a killer feature on Friday. Now on Monday, the sales team hear about it in their stand-up, and marketing finds out about it next week. What is the result? The customer would ask us, what have we built? The sales rep would probably promise customers for things that we do not have in our roadmap. And also analytics, the marketing team cannot tell us what they cannot tell us who actually use what and how. Dana future, she has pitched a very great future. Yeah, fantastic future, but our alignment isn't right. Dana today is facing this issue. She has think of a very fantastic future, a very fantastic product, but the alignment between sales, product, marketing is they're not aligned. So at the end of the day, that great or very beautiful future or idea would just go lost in circles. Yeah, this is just to explain what that really means. So, if misalignment is leak, what are the patches that actually work today? And this is me talking about why alignment matters. What are the growth multipliers? Alignment is not a nice to have. I'm just going to be sincere with you, managers. I'm going to be sincere with you, sales VP reps, VP sales VP. Alignment isn't a nice to have. It is a growth multiplier. So when messaging, product value, sales motion, when sales motion points is in the same direction, customer journey is smoothed out and revenue compounds. So this is why alignment is very important. It's just like an orchestra, yeah? Everybody having same sheet of music. Everybody is synced in the same direction. And I've seen companies have nailed this faster. I mean, company that knows it would see faster revenue and they would see smoother customer journey in their business. So I will tell you something. If we can agree on the problem and the promise and the process would always get simpler. It's just about you aligning on the problem, aligning on the promise, just so you know that the process of all of this will get a lot simpler than expected. So here's the framework that I use with my team members that I've used over the past 5 years in my career. Yeah. And let's talk about the three pillar of alignment, the pillar of a business, which is the products, the markets, and the sales. Yeah, the products, they work relentlessly for customer centric, they're solving real problems. Marketings are turning validating insights into demand. The salespeople are using consultative selling that lands that value that we actually deliver, that can actually deliver. What I notice is where this overlap, hands over ends up becoming handshake. Yeah, and the momentum follows. So you will need that syncing between those because we call them connectors in the pod. These are product marketing sales team that the three pillars that would shaping your company, that will shaping whatever key or not star that you have for your company. So ensuring where this overlap, the hands up ends up becoming what's it called? Handshake. Now let's turn these strong pillars into something that can play for you in the next quarter. Yeah. Step one, I want you to smash data silos. Yeah. I want you to have that joint research section. I want you to have that shared platform where everybody sees, there's an holistic view of what is happening. The salespeople are not blindsided. The marketing team have the right resources, have the right to, even the sales team, when they're going into customers' pitches, they have the right because they have that insight of what is really happening. So having that joint research section, having shared platform, also having real-time product usage signal where sales team, marketing team, the product team can all see all of this in one place. So when everybody have the same truth, decision becomes speed up, positioning becomes sharper, and prioritization gets much more easier. Because as a salesperson, they are going into that meeting equipped with the right resources. Even the product people, they know the roadmap, what the roadmap is. Even the marketing team, they have better insight on how to deliver on good MQLs for the sales team or for the company. For example, I'm going to use a typical example using Salesforce and Slack. By integrating product user data right into your sales workflow, teams cut teams cut response time dramatically. Qualify leads gets better. The sales team can now qualify leads better because the sales rep can see what is active, who is active, what is talk, and they're ready because they have the insights. Because this is insight, action, and impact. They have the right resources to use. So before we move into the next slide, I have one activity for you, wherever you're watching from. I want you to think of one customer signal that your team do not currently see in real time. Write it down so that you can fix it. Because it's easier for you to get distracted with so many things as a sales rep or a sales manager or a VP of sales. Write down one customer insight that you feel that your team is not having insight to. Maybe as a product head or as a marketing head or as a sales manager. What are that insight that your team do not see on real time? How can you fix it? Now that we can all share the same truths, and let's share the same story. Now, collaborative value and qualification and messaging. Now, codifying your values together is something I always preach in my team. It's always something I always speak to my team, my friends that are co-founders and founders out there. Codifying your values together. Products and sales PM team working together to build return of investment or ROI tools and case studies together. Marketing scales them into their campaign. So when sales rep, the sales and the product team are working together to build return of investment tools and case study together. Now the marketing can now scale this information into their campaigns. Now I'm going to show you a typical example using a before and after metric. Now using the I've jumped that. Using the before metric, just see the generic messaging that the sales rep or the marketing is sending to prospective or customers that are trying to prospect. Imagine our solution improve productivity and drive results for business. This sort of message is very vague. It's not quantifiable, and it's something that if this message come into my inbox, I would definitely forget on time. If I'm your a customer you're trying to prospect, and I get a message saying our solution improve productivity and drive results for business, you can imagine how many other companies are sending the same structure of messaging to me. It's vague. I might not even read it. Even if I read it, it's something that I'm going to forget about because it's just like a generic email. Now look at the after. This is an after that is back up with value. Imagine a messaging going to a customer you're prospecting saying, finance team using our platform reduce month end close by 5 days and cut error by 78%. This sort of message is specific, Hactom. It's specific. It's the impact is being quantified, and it's something that would stick into my memory. If I get that kind of email, yeah, maybe I'm a finance head and you're trying to sell a product to me, and I'm getting a message saying that your platform has helped another finance team to improve the month end by a particular time, reducing the time, reducing the error rate. Those kind of metric would relate. I'll be able to relate to that kind of metric because I'm going to remember, because this kind of message it has this impacting thing to it. So it will always stick to whoever you're trying to prospect. Yeah. Now I'm going to use another example of Bina. Bina, so imagine Bina. Bina is an account executive here. She uses the pitch feature now. Now imagine her using opening a pitch. Maybe on a Monday morning, she's in front of a prospecting customer or somebody that the SDR has passed down to her. She has a 60-second customer story. This is customer story that has been derived from the marketing team. So they've given her a case study that she can equip into her presentation. Not only that, she has one slide talking about the return of investment calculator. This is something that the product team has equipped her with. The marketing team have given her a 60-second customer story, a use case. The product team has given her a one slide return of investment calculator. If I'm going into that meeting, it's easier for me to get lost into account executive that's just blabbing a lot or seeing so many things. But when I'm seeing a visual representative of somebody that the product has improved their administrative tax, or they have improved the life of the person, yeah, and I'm seeing a return of investment, what that tells me is if I decide to go ahead with your company within 6 months, I should be able to see this within 5 months, within 3 days, within 1 week. That kind of AE would stand out for me, an AE that is going equipped. And this is a result of the marketing team, the product team equipping the salesperson with the right resources. And this is the power of collaboration, using collaborative value for value qualification and messaging. Because the truth is, stories are great. As an account executive, it's easier. Stories are great, but incentives are even much more stronger. Sending out messages using quantifying numbers to it would always stick to whoever you're talking to. Now, I would say to you, put your money where your metric are. I mean, your metric can be having shared revenue targets, yeah, having joint retention growth, adoption KPI owned across all teams, having an adoption KPI that is owned across all. And this is talking about align metrics. How can you align metrics? How can you? Because the truth is, the sales team, the product team, the marketing teams all have different KPIs. But most times, not all of them are working together for the North Star of the company. But this is what I'm saying to you. Put your money where your metric is. Having a shared revenue target amongst both three teams, having a joint retention growth among those three teams, among your three pillars, having adoption KPI that is owned across all teams. So for example, when having your comms plan and your OKR, wherever your OKR is, to reward collaboration, this would always having that intensity is having that package or a commission plan. This will always incentivize the team to be like, okay, we need to work together for the North Star of the company, for the bigger picture of the company. Yeah. I'm going to use a typical example. This is UpSports in the year 2022. Yeah, using Upstart as a very good use case. What they did was they linked their launch OKRs directly to sales targets, directly to the product, directly to the marketing, and reward cross-functional wins. So fine, a sales in most cases, salespeople would have base salary, or they'll have commission plan, and marketing will have their own. But what Upspot did differently was giving them rewarding cross-functional wins amongst all team. That the more you have this alignment with the product team, with the marketing team, and rewarding that cross collaboration amongst all team. What this did for them was, when they launched in 2022, they had launch success rates that climbed up by 45%. And that's because everyone was paid to pull in the same direction. This is something that companies are using today. This is going beyond the major KPIs or the traditional KPIs that we are used to, but in satisfying all of your team, having that one direction. Yes, sales team will have their KPIs, they'll have their reward, the product team. Having one KPI, or having one one commission plan that links all three parts together is something that can help you motivate the team, that can help you get to your desired future. For example, HubSpot, and they're really doing well in the market. So what happens when this is just theory? Now I'm going to use a typical example of telco. Now, here is a pattern in practice using TechCo as an example. They aligned in 2024, and within 1 year, the alignment work delivered double-digit revenue. And this helped them build faster product adoption. And what did they do? What did they do differently? They aligned those three pillars together, aligning their KPIs together, ensure they have that joint meetings, joint KPIs together, and they saw that change in 2024. And how did they do it? The first Q1, what they did, and this is a very good use cases because they divided how they did it. They shared it on it. This is, if you can Google it, you will see it out there. What they did in 2024, of course, they broke down their 2024 into quarters. In Q1, they had weekly cross-functional sync. Q1 is about building that cross-functional sync among their team. What that tells you is they have beared fruit. The next one is customer stories. For Q2, they had customer stories for that everybody can use. What that means is shared narrative. Everybody has shared narrative. Everybody has that unified story that they're sending out. In Q3, they have integrated data. What does integrated data means? They have shared visibility. So what are the three things that TechCo used to change their 2024? They had shared truth, they had shared stories, shared narrative, and they had shared visibility. And this result showed in their P&L at the end of 2024. For example, this is something, yeah, like I said, you can go check on Google and see how they were able to scale their business. Revenue increased by 35% within 12 months. Faster adoption, the product uptake accelerated. The customers used their product, they had faster adoption. And this is why I said in the beginning of my presentation to you is that why do they leave money on the table? Because it's easy for you to overlook things where everybody's having different managers, different KPIs. But aligning these three pillars, because these are the pillars that can shape in a company, that can allow a company loser. Because if the sales team do not sell, how will the company make money? If the product team do not build the right resources, how would the sales person sell the product out? And if the marketing team do not give that insight to the public, to the end user, how would the salesperson or the account executive even get those meaningful MQLs that they can work with? Yeah. So if alignment can be built, so I'm using a typical example of telco, I would say that if alignment can be built, it can also be sustained by anybody. Now, this is visualizing, just 1 second, visualizing the future, continuous alignment for sustainable growth. Now, alignment isn't the project, it is a system. You don't look at alignment as something I want to do this quarter, and next quarter we all go back doing different things that we're doing. No, that wouldn't work. Look at alignment as not just a project. Look at it as a system that you have to put in place, that you know that this is going to something that a continuous alignment for a sustainable growth. It's not just a project that you would do, because a project always have a life. I'll say a project have what's it called now? An end date. So don't look at as alignment as a project, but rather look at it as a system. So by keeping tight feedback loops. These are the things that you need to do. Using AI to surface churn and expansion signal very early, making decision transparently. I mean, and iterate in public. These are the things that you can do to improve or to continually align, having real-time loop between teams, capturing market signal, using AI predictive insights for revenue forecasting and planning. Iterate in public, iterate as you grow, yeah. Constant optimization based on performance data, transparency, shared ownership, and collaborative decision making. There is nothing like the product team drop the ball, and that means the sales team or the marketing team cannot help the product team to strive. Having that shared ownership, having everybody being accountable is something that you need to have in place for alignment to work. Yeah, which is very good. So, I want to ask one question. So, what is that one ritual that you would upgrade next week? Think of it. Think of it as you're listening to me now. What is that one ritual that you would upgrade next week? Is it your stand up, having collector or connector stand up with the port? Is it pipeline reviews? Is it release notes? What is that one ritual that you want to upgrade by next week? That you want to have that collective circle among the three pillars? So let's land the plane with our first step with this. Now, unlocking, before I end the today's presentation, unlocking growth by bridging the gap, which is very important. Like I said, alignment is not just a one-off thing. See it as a project. Alignment is a strategic imperative. Invest in integration. I want you to invest in tools, in rituals, and tools and rituals. Sensitize your team, incentive, and this would help you unlock efficiency and growth among your product team, among your product team, among your marketing team, among your sales team. So your next 10%, your next 35% growth can just be sitting in your room. At times we're not looking internally what is working, what changes can I make? What are the gap? What do I need to bridge among my team? Because sometimes we may all feel that the market is slow, which might be the case. But at times it's the disconnection among these three pillars, which are very important. I've been in a system or in a place where the marketing team thinks that doing sales team a favor, the product team are feeling that they are doing marketing team a favor. All of this alignment is something that will not help your company. So this is what thing you can do to bridge the gap. Having that strategic imperative alignment is not optional. It is essential for competitive advantage. Your competitors out there are doing it, and that's why you see VPs, job, even job adverts saying that you must have this collaborative team spirit among yourself, because you are a connector in the pod. This is something that the competitors are doing out there. Alignment is not optional; it is essential for competitive advantage in today's market. Invest in integration, deploy tools, processes, culture that can enable seamless collaboration. Because at times, as little as Slack, because as little as Slack, as little as Teams, or even a dashboard, it can be Power BI, where the sales team has access to Power BI, the marketing team has, everybody has that holistic view of what is happening. Just so that when the salesperson or the product person or whoever it is going out there to speak to the customer, they're not blindsided. Everybody has that one language, that one narrative, which is the narrative of the company, and drive efficiency. Together, products, marketing, and sales can unlock unmatched growth potential for your company. Now, this is my call to action. Because I'm going to be rounding up this section. My call to actions to VPs in the room, sales manager in the room, sales rep in the room, product team head, marketing team head in the room. Pick one change to implement this week. I want you to pick one change that you implement this week. Schedule a joint research section with your team members, yeah? Define a shared KPI. So pick one. First of all, start with picking up one change that you want to implement this week or this month. Now, the next thing you need to do is to schedule that joint research section within the product team, between the product, the sales, and the marketing team. Now, define a shared KPI. One KPI that everybody has their sales target, marketing target, the products have their own KPIs, or align on a shared KPI that everybody must agree to. Is it that, yeah, or we write one after value statement. It might not be KPI, but have like a one after value statement, then measure what to move. We can start from there. Because the truth is a lot of disjointment amongst this team. Everybody feels that you need me to grow, you need me to do your work, you need me to do your work. It's none of my business. But the truth is, we all are a connector in the pod. We are the pillars of a company. When a product team is slacking, it would affect the marketing team, it will affect the salesperson. When same thing with the salesperson, if the sales team or the AE is going into meetings without having insights, without having that return of investment calculator, or without having the user story, the success story that is manufactured by the marketing team, what then happens? The salesperson is blindsided. Is going into a meeting where there are a lot of competitors. Imagine a situation where a salesperson has to build a proposal, or what was it called now, where they need to bid for a particular deal, and you're not having that insight. You're not speaking with data. You're not backing your conversation, your prospecting, your discussion with data. You're losing. The company is losing. And you've seen as little as 10% and 35%. It's a lot. At the end of the day, the sales work becomes easier, marketing work becomes easier, the product work becomes easier, and you will see changes in your revenue. HubSpot is doing it, Techo is doing it, Salesforce, they are doing it. These are things that companies are doing. They're not just having individual KPIs, they're having shared KPIs, aligning it, assigning it and aligning it to the company's North Star, or the company's goal for the year. And they've seen that changes, like I said, as little as 10%, as little as 20%, as little as 5% is something that you're leaving in the room and you're losing out on it. Yeah. And I'm just going to round up with just one thing to you is, if you want a one-page checklist to get started, I've got you. I have a slide. You can start with this. This is something that can absolutely help you. I can absolutely help you. Signal, agree on 3 customer usage of Signal that everybody can see in real time. Story, write one measurable after story per ICP segment. Call, create a shared adoption KPI for the next release. Sync, set out 30 minutes, 30 minutes weekly cross-functional pipeline plus product signal review, and you will see that change. And this is me saying to you, this is how you can create that alignment, and don't rush it. If it took telco 1 year, 12 months to get that 45% increase in the revenue, what they did is breaking it down into silos, and we're able to achieve it. Take your time. Like I said, alignment is not a project. It's not a project that have an end life. See it as a system that you want to put in place. Add it to your next sales, or add it to your next company's project for the year, or project for the year, revenue target for the year. Add it to it, ensuring that alignment between, because like I said, these 3 pillars are what would shaping your company. So the year is running to an end. This is something that you can start advocating now and get that change on. But yeah, that takes me to the end of my discussion. Till we meet again. Thank you very much.